Yes, you can get both individual instruction and group instruction in a 45-minute piano class. You're going to see a piano class in action and see how that's possible. This is part 2. We're in the middle of the class. Let's watch. The next thing that happens is the learning song. This was a game song that they learned at the end of last week's lesson, and I introduced them to the game. But today it's going to become their assigned piece. All right, boys and girls, everybody at the carpet here, I've got something in my hand I know you remember. Who does this belong to? Who uses this? That's right, it's the cobbler. And here's his cobbler shop, and he's so busy. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Let it done by 2:30. 2:30 is at the door. Let it done by 4:30. And you know what, I'm so proud of you. You remembered about the cobbler shop, and you remember we played it. But the first time I sing it, you just listened, and I know you remember it. Very good. Sing it with me this time. Here we go. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Let it done by 2:30. 2:30 is at the door. Let it done by 4:30. I know you remember that story about the cobbler. He was busy mending shoes. He had so many to do, and he looked out his window, and he saw a group of children just your age coming into his shop. And he said, "Oh my goodness, you brought a shoe to be mended? I've got so many shoes to do. They have to be done by 2:30. I just don't have time to get yours done. But I've got an idea. I'm going to teach you how to mend your own shoes. So take that shoe, and I'm going to give you a hammer, and you're just going to tap lightly. And if you keep the beat, that keeps that work going. So I'm going to pretend that you're sitting at the cobbler shop. He's giving you each a hammer. Get one of your shoes, and let's work like he said. Here we go. Cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Let it done by 2:30. 2:30 is at the door. Let it done by 4:30. And the cobbler said, "Good work, but you still have some more to do." So this time we need more taps. So we're gonna tap the rhythm this time. Ready, go, cobbler, cobbler, mend my shoe. Let it done by 2:30. 2:30 is at the door. Let it done by 4:30. Wow, you got your shoes mended. I tell you what, just put that shoe on and walk on back home. And you know, he didn't even charge them for fixing their own shoes. Now I want you to put your shoe back on, that's been mended, and you go back to the keyboard. Now look across the page, and there's cobbler, cobbler. Look at page 57. Let's look at the instructions. The first thing it says to do is to clap and read the rhythm. Would you take your pencil and let's get some things ready with the rhythm. Circle the meter signature. How many beats in each measure? 2. Good. Now take your pencil and right above the staff and number your measures. Good. Now everybody at the same time. How many measures did you come up with? 8. Good. So let's do our rhythm statues. Beat, beat, here we go. T, 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 ta. 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 Look up at the keyboard picture now and circle that. Oh, yes, you're right, Colt. You're seeing a middle C. Oh, my goodness, you got ahead of me. We were just about to talk about that. We have CGA, but he noticed some middle C's in the staff. Good. I want you to look over here. Just stay where you are. And I want you to look back at the whiteboard, and I'm going to draw those 3 notes. What was our first one? G, stem down. We're going to make it a ta. Next is A. There's our line note again. And then we're going to skip up to another line note, but it's not a line on the staff. Jack, what do we call that line? Yeah, a ledger line. And we did it in treble clef, but now we're seeing it in bass clef with the stem down. So F, G, A. I'm going to do a group of T notes, just like you saw, because Colt was talking about he saw so many. So I'm going to draw the notes. I'm going to put a beam across the bottom to join the stems together, because why are the stems going down? Bass clef, left hand. Very good. Now look back at that music. I know, just like Colt said, there's lots of T and tas, but there's only one ta middle C. Look all the way through your music. Everybody, where do you see it? There's only one ta, last note, the very last note of the song. Great. I would like for us all to read the rest of the instructions together. Put your left hand thumb on middle C. Finger 3 will play A and finger 4 will play G. Play and sing the note names, then play and sing the words. Good reading. So let's do that. I see your left hand thumb on middle C here. Third finger on A, fourth finger on G. You're right, Luke. We're not playing F in this particular song, but we can find the location from that red line for the G, A, and the C. Good. Now, before you play along, because you're each going to play along for me, I want us to all sing those three notes. Now listen. C, A, G. We'll sing them in that order. Now, did you notice that I'm playing in the bass clef, and those are some low notes. Low for music teacher, piano teacher, and low for children your age. So we're going to use a C, G, A sound up high to match the C, G, A notes down here. Ready, sing and play. C, A, G. Good. Now then, I want you to get your piano book except for Luke. I'm going to let you start first. Everyone else, take your book, and there's the table with the colored pencils. You know what to do. You start coloring this page, and you can even add anything. You might want to draw the cobbler shop with some shelves of shoes. You might even want to draw yourself or another child mending their own shoes. Just listen for your name though, and when you hear your name, you bring your book back to your keyboard and you're going to play for me along. So Luke, the instructions are play and sing the note names, then play and sing the words. And again, teachers, this goes fast, and there's a specific classroom management strategy with having the coloring going on. The children are coloring their pages, they're visiting quietly, that they listen for their name and they come up. And this again is a 2-beat, 8-measure song, so it goes quickly. Everyone, I've heard you. I think you're going to have this with no problem to work on this week. So come, make sure you move your clip over to the cobbler page, because that's your assigned page of the week. Yeah, you know what, Kate, you're right. I need to get some clips that show the bass clef, because I just have a treble clef one now. That is a good idea. I'm going to have to look for those and order it for you. That was a fun time for the students. They all like to take off their shoe and use a hammer. It's a game to them, but for you, it's a very strategic bass clef note sequence to teach. Be sure to watch parts 1 and 3 of this same 45-minute piano class. And subscribe to my channel, Play and Play in Piano Class, to find more examples of lessons for group piano. Also, look in the description below for how to get a PDF copy of each of the game songs used in this 3-part series. I'm Diane Engel, and thanks for watching.